Let's talk about something Ripple almost never does. They posted a new video on their YouTube channel, and Ripple doesn't just post to make noise or random videos. They actually almost never post anything. And when they do, it's super techy. But this was a highly produced advert. And I think when Ripple goes public is because something real is happening. And at this time, it's about their partnership with Ondo Finance. And on surface, this probably means nothing. But upon deeper research, this means everything. Ondo Finance is one of the top players in the tokenized treasury market in the United States. So, what's the headline? Ondo just bought their tokenized US Treasuries called OUSG onto the XRP Ledger. And institutions can now mint and redeem those assets using Ripple's new stablecoin, RLUSD. That's not a small technical detail. That's Ripple positioning itself at the center of a $1 trillion transformation. OUSG is backed by real-world treasuries, meaning investors can earn yield from the most trusted debt in the world, but on-chain. Before this, most of that was happening on Ethereum, but now Ripple is offering a compliance-first, fast, low-fee alternative through XRPL. And RLUSD becomes the bridge asset for minting and redemption. That is a major use case for Ripple's infrastructure, not just for payments, but for tokenizing real-world financial assets. And here's where I think it gets even more interesting. Just recently, we talked about Paul Atkins, the current SEC Commissioner, said that firms are lining up to start tokenizing assets. Think about it. The appetite is here and money is waiting. And Ripple posts on their page on YouTube a Hollywood level commercial about who they're partnering with. And it's Ondo Finance. And Ondo is a company that deeply values regulatory certainty. All over their webpage, it talks about their desire and need for regulatory clarity when they're working with their clients that are huge investment firms around the world. A company also, Ondo, already works with BlackRock, Franklin Templeton, and WisdomTree. And Ondo also just plunged into the XRP Ledger with a $600 million plus tokenized treasury product. It's no small amount. So let's call it what it is. Ripple isn't just making noise at this point. They're making moves, and major moves. And these moves put them 1 degree separation from BlackRock, the largest asset manager in the world. And this isn't retail hype. This is strategic positioning for when institutions flood into this system. Let's talk about numbers for a second. $600 million in total value locked is just the start for Ondo. Because according to Boston Consulting Group, we're looking at up to $16 trillion in tokenized real-world assets by the year 2030. That includes US Treasuries, bonds, real estate, and the list could go on. That's $16 trillion. And if Ripple can capture even a small percentage of that, and XRP plays a role in liquidity, bridging, or on-chain settlement, the upside is massive. But here's the truth. Ripple moves slow, painfully slow at times. I've been waiting years. But Ripple isn't just building for hype. They're building for institutions. And institutions don't tweet. They sign contracts. They integrate over quarters, not weekends. And they need regulatory clarity before they even touch a new system, which is exactly what Ripple has been focused on from day one, with compliance, this long journey with the SEC lawsuit that's finally coming to a close, hopefully in the next week or so. Trust and infrastructure. So what does all this mean for XRP? Some people are asking, I see it all over YouTube pages or different blogs, is Ripple moving away from XRP? And now that they have RLUSD. And the thing is, I don't think so. And here's why. RLUSD is for stability and settlement. XRP is still the native asset that powers the XRPL. It gives the ability to move money cross borders instantaneously outside of currency. And when the volume increases and tokenized assets start flowing through the ledger, you need a liquid asset at the core of that system, and that's XRP. It's the connective tissue, the bridge asset, the optionality layer that institutions can still rely on if they want fast, frictionless conversions across currencies and chains. So yeah, Ripple moves in silence, but when they move, it's always strategic. They just built a pipeline for tokenized US Treasuries to run through XRPL. It's huge. They're working with firms that are aligned with BlackRock. And Silicon Valley is knocking at the door for tokenization. The question isn't when moon, which you might hear around crypto, meaning when is it going to hit all-time highs? The question is, how much value will XRP be responsible for moving once the floodgates actually open in this space? This is the journey we're going on. Again, none of this is financial advice. It's just a deep exploration into what I think is a new world that is just steps away from unfolding. So please like, subscribe, leave a question or comment, and I'll be back tomorrow to dig more into the world of XRP. Thanks for joining me. Bye.